We are fortunate to have Mr. Praful Bhai amongst us. He has given a seminar also to the MBA students, and they became so interested that we thought that we will put it on a videotape professionally. Um, he is a graduate of Great Lake Institute, has over 11 years of marketing experience, but he likes to call it product management experience because that is his kind of specialty. And so we might talk about that and the related thing of brand. So the focus will be on product management and brand management. Towards the end of the discussion, we can come to two topics. One is, what is AI doing to the marketing generally, internationally, and in India specifically, with some examples of how the AI teams are encroaching into the jobs of the regular people, including their own sometimes. And the second issue is that can we talk about some very well established, known, successful Indian brands? Because a lot of people give examples of the American or the British brands with which we were familiar, and plus anything else you would like to say.
Thank you so much, sir, for having me. Thanks for the introduction. So, I come here with an experience of 11 plus years, as sir just mentioned, in different organizations, starting with Pfizer, which is into financial services, typically into banking and insurance sector. Where after that, I worked with Deloitte, wherein I was working as a ERP consultant and worked with two major giants, one in Qatar, one in India. In Qatar, I was working with Wakood. In India, I was working with Hindalco. So my stint with Hindalco was pretty exciting as I visited 17 of their plants across the country. Was fortunate enough to see how their business works. After that, I worked with McKinsey as a product manager, where I was, handling their internal websites, which are approximately 70 of them. And from there, I shifted to S&P Global, where I was part of the product management team handling the third party risk management products. And currently, I am into the strategy team where, we are focusing on that how we can efficiently, you know, walk into the future of AI.
Somehow, some friends of ours may not even accept the idea that there is branding in financial services. So S&P, in terms of various services, will also brand it and then position it in the marketplace, and so will the other companies which are competing. Maybe we can start with a conceptual idea. What is a brand?
A brand is a perception, I guess. We can always say that it's a, we can symbolize it. We can have icons, right? We can have color codes. We can have font style, which define a certain brand. But in all honesty, I will say that it's a perception. How does it perceive in one's mind is brand.
Are there any controversial issues in the product management?
A lot.
Oh,
A lot. The biggest controversial issue in product management is, when you have to juggle between teams, like I mentioned in the class earlier, in the seminar earlier, uh, that as a product manager, we work with a lot of teams, right? We work with the marketing team, we work with the sales team, we work with the commercial team, we work with the implementation team, we work with the L1 teams. L1 teams are basically the teams where the issue comes first. That is the first team to interact whenever there's an issue with the customer, right? And then we work with our own internal stakeholders. We work with clients, who are the external stakeholders. Everyone have different requirements, right? And when everyone has different requirements, we need to be very smart when we prioritize certain requirements over other, right? We need to make sure that everyone is happy around, right? So assertiveness is the one thing that a product manager should have as a DNA, because you need to make sure that you're not ignoring anyone.
because I think it is in that function that you are encompassing all the marketing functions.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
but without authority, direct authority.
I mean, excellently put. A product manager cannot be authoritative, and that hence A CEO can never be a product manager, and a product manager can never be a CEO, because you cannot have authority while you are a product manager. You have to be very polite with
And
everyone.
persuade people and with
Absolutely.
the analysis and all that.
Absolutely.
Fair enough. Do we need to compare brand and product, or there is no need to do that?
No, there is actually a need, but then they're both different as well. Why I say so? Because a product alone cannot win the race. A good brand cannot alone win the race. So it has to be they should walk hand in hand together. A good product needs a good branding to actually be sellable. So, for example, if I talk about Lenskart, you wanted to talk about Indian brands, right? So if I talk about Lenskart have is basically has set up a manufacturing facility in Manesar, which is one of the largest plants to manufacture the frames, right? Now, the branding that they do, you will go to the malls, you will see the Lenskart ad running everywhere, right? Then obviously a lot of Lenskart was promoted on the Shark Tank itself, right? You will see Lenskart branding on the newspaper, right? Then they brand themselves as a brand who want to serve everyone, right? The range of spectacles that they have
Covers all
covers
price ranges.
a huge market, because they are premium frames as well, whereas very economical niche market frames as well. And then you won't believe there was a very long running offer. I don't know if it's still running or not. That you can come and exchange your lenses just for 200 rupees. So your existing lenses will be replaced with the new lenses for 200 rupees. Now that is a very good marketing strategy.
Yeah, once entry is there, this is also like lifelong product. The client will need it.
My dad, who is a very choosy buyer, he loves to go to Lenskart now. Why? Because you won't believe he got the lenses of it. His 8 frames changed.
Okay.
And after that, he said that ये company तो बढ़िया है यार. Now he's a frequent buyer from Lenskart.
Okay, I think we will be talking more examples. Lenskart is a very good example, and they're becoming one of the global companies at this size. Now, you sometimes use the word that a brand has a technical lens and a psychological lens. What is the meaning of that?
So I divide brand into 3 lenses. One is technical, the other one is psychological, and the third one is neurological.
Neurological.
So when I say technical, it is more about the icons, the images, the font size, the color style. All these things are technical aspects, right? Uh, Whereas for example, when we see a arrow, right, we are very quickly recognize that we are talking about Amazon. A yellow arrow is Amazon A to Z, right?
Our generation remembers it as a shirt.
Yeah, arrow shirt, absolutely. Yeah. But it's a different arrow. We both are talking about it, but yeah, absolutely true. Now, what I was trying to basically say was that these are technical aspects, right? Whereas when we talk about psychological aspect, in psychological, they make sure that they hit inside your emotions, right? Uh, uh, they make sure that that you need this product, not because you need it, but this is gonna help you in day-to-day life, how it's gonna it's difficult to be replaceable and all. Whereas when we talk about neurological thing, it's more like generating emotions, like daag अच्छे हैं, or ठंडा मतलब कोका कोला, and कुछ मीठा हो जाए, and all these things. So they basically, as I mentioned in the seminar as well, that around 70 to 80% of the decisions are driven by the unconscious mind, right? Which is, we have it at the back of our mind when we are going and buying something. Hence, neurological and psychological lenses play a big part in choosing.
Fair enough. Can we brand everything, or only certain kinds of products?
We can brand everything. I mentioned in the seminar, and I firmly believe that human is the biggest brand.
Okay.
Right? We are the biggest brand. Today, if someone like Virat Kohli posts something, it's going to get viral within minutes, right? Uh, Cristiano Ronaldo just removed the bottles of Coca Cola from in front of him, and the sales were down next day. So that shows that even humans are in the seminar I also mentioned that something as bad as cancer and AIDS are also branded, right? If you see certain symbols,
Yes,
you
yes.
realize that we are talking about STDs,
Yeah.
AIDS, we are talking about cancer. They have certain pink color is associated with cancer. We all
Yeah.
know that, right? So that's branding.
So now I think we're coming at a stage where we can talk about some strong Indian brands.
Yeah, absolutely. We discussed a few
Yeah.
before. So strong Indian brands, especially.
And you have worked in a lot of them, like Hindalco and...
Yeah, I worked with Hindalco. Hindalco is one of the largest, not one of the largest, it is the largest player in India for aluminium.
Yeah.
And it's the largest player in Asia when it comes to recycled aluminium.
Okay.
So, Hindalco is the major supplier of aluminium in India. And majorly, they what they work in is foil. So, the foil which is used inside the tobacco packet,
Yeah.
which is used on the medicine covering.
Kitchens also. Yeah.
So all this is basically provided by Hindalco to the big players in the market, in the Indian market, and Hindalco has 17 plants across India. I was fortunate enough that I have visited all of them. Right, I have seen that how the manufacturing happens, the aluminium manufacturing happens, and you won't believe a very interesting story. I'll tell you around it. So one of their thermal power plant is there in Hirakud, which is Odisha, right? So over there, they use steam from the water to rotate the turbines,
Yeah.
and then they produce energy, which
Yeah.
actually melts aluminium,
Yeah.
right? So
Melts
now,
aluminium ore. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So aluminum ore, absolutely. So to create that vaporization effect, they use a lot of coal,
Yeah.
right, which comes from Ranchi mines, right? So when that coal is burned, that turns into ashes. Now, for the first time, so they have an ash dump, which actually gets filled every 6 to 7 days. It's a big ash dump, and that is when I first time got to know that to get rid of the ash, they actually pay money to the government apart from giving that ash for free, which
Okay.
is used for the construction of roads.
Okay.
And all these things, how I got to know, because these all things were in their account while we were working.
Yeah, so the point is that, like climate control or, energy efficiency, because aluminium, basic raw material cost is electricity or
Yes.
power, right?
Yes.
And coal, electricity and coal. And therefore, normally where the electricity is available very freely, like in Canada, that these plants are there. So in India, to do it and to be successful is not easy. And being in the foil business, they are in a lot of segments, including customer segments. So I think your point is well taken. It has been positioned very well. It is into environmental protection things also. And it has incorporated in this day-to-day business, and this one. Okay, so now let's talk about a couple of other products, like Amul, for example.
Yeah. Amul, actually, when Amul entered in the Indian market, people used to buy milk from the nearest, gaushala, or that kind of a system that where the cows are basically feeded. It used to be common across Delhi and India, but when Amul entered into that segment, they actually hit the emotional thing. So their first advertisement actually.
Incidentally, Paulson was the main company, and later on it became Paulson Lagao, Butter Lagao, buttering. So that was also a small girl who used to project that particular brand. So they were dominant in parts of Gujarat and Bombay.
Yeah, I've read about that.
So Amul Milk, therefore the cooperative, Kara district cooperative, was positioned against Paulson. And then the butter came, and so...
No, but they came up with that advertisement where the women are carrying milk from different villages and all.
A couple of movies were also made at that time.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the director, very well known, from Karnataka. and Dr. Kurian had got it commissioned. So now this is again, it was kind of advertising for the product through a commercial movie, right?
Yeah.
Making a complete movie on that, that was a very courageous decision.
I mentioned in the seminar that till the time this phrase in the Hollywood movie didn't become very common, which is diamond is forever.
Yeah.
The diamond was not, that. I mean, it was not that sellable. Everyone was not running after diamonds. But once this phrase became very common, I don't remember who said this, but I'm just not getting the name right now. But he was the owner of De Beers, right? De Beers was the first company which said the diamond is forever. And then when it was quoted by the owner of De Beers, it became the tagline for that.
All the advertisements.
And then all the Hollywood movies, all the advertisement, he used that to sell diamonds. And then diamonds became that costly that they are right.
Yeah.
Because everyone thought that engagement is not possible without diamonds.
Yeah. Okay, can we briefly go back to Amul and say that what has been the product or brand success there? We talked about the history, all right.
I guess with Amul, purity is one thing that has really worked for them. As far as I know, Amul doesn't, in India, as per my knowledge, Amul doesn't sell frozen dessert.
Yeah.
They only sell ice creams.
Yeah.
Whereas companies like Quality Walls and others, they sell frozen dessert which are made with palm oil. Whereas Amul doesn't sell that. Amul, all the ice creams that Amul has is basically milk based.
Yeah.
So purity is one thing, which obviously gives customers a lot of confidence, brings loyalty, right? Apart from that, I guess Amul hit the right chord. People wanted to make their life easy. Like you said, butter lagao, right?
Maska
lagao. So rather than churning the butter at home from the cream, it was easily readily available. They added salt to it to make it tasty, right? And the girl that they used, basically that image, everything was probably right there at the right time.
Also, I think the creative team in the ad agency, that was well-known advertising man who's now died. This changing of the theme line according to the events, national and international,
Absolutely.
is an innovation too. That means every time you're refreshing that ad. You don't get bored with it.
The girl is same, but she's wearing different clothes as per the events, as you were saying. So that is one thing. And that entire advertisement, which I was discussing earlier, that women are bringing milk from different villages and they're coming together. Now they're together working as they become an integral part of a MNC kind of a thing, like a multinational company. So that, I guess, was.
Well, Amul is one of the valuable brands, most valuable brands in the world now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's. Any other example would you like to give? One more.
I guess if you talk about Indian brands, Boat is another brand which probably the younger generation would be able to relate to. There were brands like Snizer, and then there was brand like Skull Candy, which were not Indian brands, right? And Boat came into the picture. They dropped their prices. They entered the market at a price point which was very, very, very affordable, right? They started selling earphones at a price of 200, 300 rupees, which was like they disrupted the market, right? And very soon they were able to capture a big chunk from these other two, Snyder and Skull Candy, which were the big, and Ericsson as well, right? So they were able to capture their market pretty easily, Sony and all that, and it became an instant hit because of the price point, which was very sweet. Then the branding, and obviously their founder Aman Gupta, not the founder, one of the founders, co-founders. He is the head of CMO. He was leading CMO, and he used to wear the brand on his himself. So that's he brought in altogether a new a new dimension to branding.
Yeah, I use it myself.
See, again, something to disrupt a market which is there for so long, dominant by 3-4 players majorly, right? To come in and make your space and then lead it. It's not easy. Be it both doing it for India, or something like Apple doing it in the smartphone market, where they took head on with Nokia and Samsung, which were the leaders when they entered, especially Nokia. So these disruptions have been crazy.
Well, that's been very useful. We would have liked to spend more time because you have a lot of experience, and people like us have observed for more than 50 years, what these things are when they were born, and what happened and so on. So maybe another time we will explore this further and deep dive. One issue which comes up now everywhere is the use of AI. And we can specifically say in marketing, but we can say in management broadly first. What will be the role? What is the role? Actually, it is already started in a number of companies.
Absolutely.
And so whether the persons will get replaced and what percentage of it they will get replaced on an average, and what can they do to shock-proof their careers.
So AI, we all used to talk about AI 4 5 years back. We always used to think that something like this is gonna happen, and it's gonna become a reality someday. I still remember 3 years back, 3 or 3.5 years back, I wrote my first email using ChatGPT, and that day I was blown away. Wow, I don't need to spend any more time, writing detailed emails, because I can just give prompt and the AI can write it for me. But now I realize that which started as a playground, has now become something very serious. So if you really want to uh, use AI to its highest potential, I would firstly recommend everyone that giving right prompts is very important. Uh, for example, today sitting here in this college. If I just say that I study in MERI college, and I want, this is my majors
Subject.
and subjects that I'm studying. This is my age. This is my biodata. Can you build a resume for me? Yeah, I will do it. But how good is that resume? Because the prompt was
General.
very general, right? Now, where are my interest areas? Where I want to go? Which companies do I want to target? What are my hobbies? What do I like? What do I dislike? So you have to give the
Raw
correct
material.
detailed
Yeah.
prompt
Yeah.
so that AI can build around it. That's one thing. Second is that because AI has become reality across organizations now, to fund AI, every organization is trying to cut on resources.
You mean the capital cost of it?
Absolutely. So the recent example was Oracle, right, where Oracle laid off 30,000 employees globally, out of which 12,000 were in India, which is actually 45% of the total force in India.
Okay.
So that eventually means that you don't need 50% of your people, right? Which is not a small amount by any number, and which also proves that that you can that survival is possible, right? Because next day there will be equal amount of work, but now only 50% of people are doing it. So what how I see it, that AI is a assistant. It is there. It is going to stay. It's not gonna happen that AI will vanish or it's gonna fail. It will stay there, but as an assistant.
You have mentioned a general application of making an email or
Absolutely.
biodata or something like that. Can you mention certain tools
Yeah, one of them
which
I
are very useful? Or
absolutely, one of them I use myself is Cursor, Cursor, Cursor. It's a very good tool to build websites. So earlier, now let's talk earlier. If I want to start my own business, right, and I want to build a website, I will need a person who will be a designer for me. I need a developer. I need a QA. I need a team of 3 4 people. I'll give them a contract. They will build a website for me. Now I don't need all that. Cursor is going to help me build the entire website within few hours, and I can build everything from scratch without knowing even a single code.
okay.
So that is how AI is helping. So Cursor is one. I very strongly feel that 2026, by end of 2026, it's going to be defined whether AI will disrupt the market to what extent. Why? Because we have IPO coming up for Claude,
Okay.
which is the biggest AI player in the market right now. So if that IPO succeeds,
then
then the disruption is real. And if it fails, because right now every company is funding each other, the money is rotating in the loop.
Yeah.
Right.
And it is, as you said, coming out of the salary saved of
absolutely. That's the bitter truth.
Okay, just a conversational thing in the end. We are making this videotape. We require certain manpower, not too much. We already reduced it, and a lot of things we have automated. Where can we use AI in this setting?
We can use to edit this.
We can use AI tool to edit it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's right.
Because there are tools in the market. I'm not getting names right now, but I know a couple of my friends who are into event management.
Okay.
So they use a lot of AI tools to edit their videos.
Okay.
So what he tells me that earlier what used to take weeks can now be done in hours.
Though with our efficient methods, we also are able to edit a tape. For example, this one in maximum couple of hours. So the point is, therefore, in the end, it's a question of efficiency.
Absolutely.
So that's how if your work methods are smoother, then to that extent there is no need of an external agent like an AI, right? Or it still might be more efficient. Why should it be more efficient than very experienced people?
Because AI doesn't have emotions.
AI doesn't have emotion, that's true, and people will become without emotion even otherwise. Now, all these consulting firms you are mentioning and so on, we feel from the outside that they don't have any emotion. They are very, very businesslike.
The point is that your person can fall ill and sit at home, but AI will not fall.
That is true. That is true.
So AI is there with you 24/7 without any, without a miss. Right. And you can always rely on it.
But these tools don't come free. You have to license them and stuff like that.
Initial trials are free.
Okay.
Right. You can try it for some tools are available for free for 7 days, some are for a month. And then there are paid versions, right? And honestly, I feel that once people become habitual of using them, they're going to increase the price.
You think, my last question, you think in marketing also they will have a strong role to play?
Yeah, very strong. Like I said, so event management. My friend has a startup where he does a lot of events which are, basically into these foreign DJs coming in India and playing for the people, right? So now to cover those events, a lot of videos and all those brochures and all those things. He used to have a complete team for that. 8 people used to work in this team. Now he's doing it alone himself. He doesn't need a team. So that's the level of disruption that AI is bringing. But yeah, you should be efficient enough to use those tools.
Anyway, I think this still remains like, that let's meet another time kind of thing, and so in Gujarati they will say Abjo, come again. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for having me. Thank you.